The Celestials hunted us down. I knew they'd keep chasing us until they ripped our ship apart, and I had to save her. I led them away from this world, away from her. We both knew the cost of using the gates. When you travel at light speed, time slows to a crawl. It was only days for me, but an entire lifetime passed for her.
Come with me! Wait! Please! Tom! I love you.
Exodus is an upcoming sci-fi RPG by Archetype Entertainment. I first heard about both a couple of weeks ago, but the more I know about the game and the people involved, the more I am excited about it. What makes me so excited? Let's start from the top. Archetype Entertainment was founded in 2019, and even though Exodus is its first game, the people behind it are experienced veterans of the gaming industry. The studio's lead is James Ohlen, who was the lead designer of games like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, Knights of the Old Republic, Dragon Age Origins, and more. The co-founder is Chad Robertson, who was the technical director in BioWare and Mythic Entertainment before that. The lead writer is Drew Karpyshyn, whom you may know as the lead writer of Knights of the Old Republic, the first two Mass Effect games, Jade Empire, or the author of the Mass Effect novels, the good ones. The first announced voice actor is none other than an Oscar-winning Matthew McConaughey, who has already voiced multiple trailers and who will be voicing a character in the game. The cinematics are in hands of Tal Peck or Ricardo Flores, who made animations for example, Uncharted 4. Last but not least, I would like to mention Peter F. Hamilton, a popular sci-fi author, who apparently works closely with the studio on refining the science portion of the fiction. Not only that, he already wrote a book from the universe, Exodus: The Archimedes Engine, which would serve as a prequel to the game. Something tells me there will be a lot of lore. Now, how about the game itself? There is a lot of information already available. Today I will be giving just a brief summary, but I am planning to cover everything in more detail in the future. My overall take so far is that this game is shaping to be Mass Effect 2.0, darker, grittier, even more focused on choice and consequences. Humanity has left Earth to find a new home in a far cluster of the galaxy. People have to fight not only against hostile environments, but also against those who came from Earth first. You are playing as an heir of an empire who becomes a traveler to give humanity a fighting chance in this universe. Compared to Mass Effect, this game feels more grounded in some aspects, which leads to being much more ambitious in other aspects. I'll try to explain what I mean. Where it's more grounded is, for example, the science. The science is much closer to what we have today on Earth. In other games, you usually have amazing technologies made by ancient civilizations, something we found but nobody knows how it works, we just use it. You jump to the other side of the galaxy and be back home for dinner. In this game, all technology and creatures have Earth origin. So for example, you can't travel instantly from one place to another. Everything is limited by the speed of light. So for example, if a ship sends a signal about a habitable planet, the signal needs to travel hundreds of years to reach another ship. Then that ship needs another hundreds years to reach the origin of the signal. Time dilatation is also a thing. When you travel near the speed of light, you can travel for hours, but years pass by in the rest of the universe. This is also closely tied to the aliens. In this game, aliens are not extraterrestrials. The main aliens are so-called Celestials, but those are descendants of the first humans who arrived thousands of years ago. They had a lot of time and the help of genetical engineering and other advanced tech to evolve into something beyond human. There will be multiple kinds of Celestials, but none of them play nice. They have ruled the area for thousands of years, and they see humans as less than insects. Where do I see the game as much more ambitious than other games is the scope of choice and consequence. You play as a traveler, an explorer who seeks precious resources to help humans survive. Whenever you go on a journey called Exodus, several decades can pass by, so you can see how your choices affect multiple generations. For example, according to the devs, even before you go on your first Exodus, you must make some choices, and when you come back several decades later, you see consequences of those choices. And when you go on another Exodus, those choices will have even more far-reaching consequences. Some choices completely change the world and future events. And I know similar claims and promises have been botched before, so I am curious how Archetype will pull this off. I am planning to cover the details of everything in future videos, but for this one, let me go through the game's website to give you an idea what to expect. First, we have the landing page. Nothing unusual here. You are the traveler, last hope, save humanity, make massive choices, intense action combat, you know, the usual drill with this kind of games. The prologue chapters are where it gets interesting. The Exodus prologue chapters are fantastic short stories that paint us a picture how harsh and difficult the environment and life can be in this cluster. Here we have stories of personal sacrifice, betrayal for sake of power, betrayal for sake of people, and more. Here we have a glimpse at some interesting and often harsh lives in this universe. Next, we have Traveler's Guides. These are not stories, but rather descriptions of things you can encounter. Something like codex entries in most games. Something I haven't mentioned yet are the silicates. And it looks like the silicates will have an interesting and important role in the game's story. Silicate eggs take form of crystals that can form a symbiotic bond with humans and create a new and powerful entity. And as a bonus, the Celestials fear them. Then we have the Exodus timeline, showing how humans fled Earth, how they arrived in the Omega Centauri cluster, waged wars, became Celestials, and how humans took over some of the available worlds. Finally, we get a mention of the Aslan dynasty, which is closely tied to the player character personal history. Speaking of the player, you are playing as June Aslan, an heir to the Aslan Empire. You were born from both human and celestial ancestry, and you are humanity's last hope. The character should be fully customizable, and it is confirmed that the character will be fully voiced. Next, we have the companions. So far, 2 companions have been revealed, with more to follow. With every Exodus, you are leaving the entire world behind, except these companions. They will be core characters that will be traveling with you through the centuries, so you will have a chance to get to know them and develop a bond with each of them. So far, I don't know if these are permanent or if they can leave you if they don't like you based on your choices. Next, we have the Celestials, the primary antagonists of the game. As mentioned earlier, these are heavily evolved humans who see us as backwards and primitive. Several types of Celestials were revealed, with more likely to be revealed later. Next, we have the news page, with everything new about the game. And as I am going through this page, I see I haven't read through all of these, so there are likely even more secrets to be found even for me. Next, we have the media page with screenshots, concept art, and every video released for the game, including several Q&A videos. Speaking of Q&A videos, they are part of why I have high faith in this game. Whenever I watched other studio leads, like Casey Hudson talking about Mass Effect, or Todd Howard talking about any Bethesda games, I only see blank expressions. I don't see a person excited about their game. I see someone who is simply trying to sell a product. When I watch the videos with Olin and Robertson, I genuinely believe they are excited. I see the spark in their eyes, and I see someone who believes what they are doing, and that makes me very hopeful. Last, we have the Become the Founder page, basically a form to sign up for a newsletter. There is an in-game cosmetic reward. If you refer 3 or more friends, you and your friends get a Traveler's Cloak in-game. If you are interested in that, I'll leave my referral link in the comments so we can all get this item. So there you have it. This was a quick introduction to Exodus Universe. As I mentioned, I am planning to cover everything in more detail in future videos. I will also cover future Exodus news, so if you want to hear more, subscribe to my channel and you'll know everything as soon as I do. If you are still watching at this point, thank you for sticking around. Definitely let me know what you think about this game, and I hope you stop by next time. Have an excellent day and see you soon.